All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to She Instantly Regrets Leaving a 17 years old marriage and cries. Let's jump in.
Yesterday I told my husband I wanted to be separated from him, and I'm only crying right now because that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I truly thought I was going to be with him forever, and I still love him so much, and I wanted it to be different, but it's not. Even just 5 years ago, I didn't understand how people who could love each other so much to get married and have kids and build a life together just throw it all away like that. Do I believe he loves me? Yes, I have no doubt he would absolutely kill for me, but...
Welcome back, family. Today we are going to review and understand the hypocrisy of this modern woman who decided to divorce her husband of 17 years. And the worst part about this story is that she still loves her husband. Let's first start by watching her crying while trying to justify her decision of leaving her good husband just to find something that she cannot even describe herself.
Yesterday I told my husband I wanted to be separated from him, and people keep saying sorry, and I'm only crying right now because that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yo, that was fake as hell, man. We already know when they divorce like this, that means that they're having a divorce detachment, emotional detachment.
That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
You're already detached.
I truly thought I was going to be with him forever. And I still love him so much, and I wanted it to be different, but it's not. It's okay to be upset. This is 17 years of my life we're talking about. Somebody I shared children with, who I built a life with. So yeah, say sorry, but also say congratulations for also being really f***ing strong. Because that was not easy.
No, that is not being strong. That is
the weakest move you can make. That is a weakest move ever.
Just deciding to destroy your family for your own selfish reasons and putting the blame on everything else except yourself. This is the BS these modern women want us to believe. They think that life just happens. No, life just don't happen. Everything that occur in our lives is the result of our own actions accumulated over time. She had a very big role to play in the breakup of her own family, but instead of admitting that, she comes on the internet to try to get sympathy and validation for her decision of quitting the marriage. I will show an example of the hypocrisy in this woman's thinking on this next clip. You will clearly see her bad attitude and how she doesn't even want to be helpful to her own husband in the marriage. Check it out.
They can't do it. Don't help them. It is not your responsibility. If they get frustrated, they need to figure that shit on their own. You are not responsible for your partner. They are the parent too. They are a spouse too. They weren't grown up enough to be in this adult life, then they should not have gotten married, and they should not have had kids.
By the way, this is just their projection. This is pure projection, guys. Right now, she's talking to herself and not her husband. Herself. She projecting this to herself. But she put a subtitle, a title on the top of the video just to manipulate the audience. But she's talking to herself, in my opinion.
It's not your problem.
You can clearly see that this woman has an attitude problem. I can't imagine what this man had to endure during the whole 17 years of marriage. The level of disrespect of this woman is out of this world. I mean, she talks about her husband as if he was a kid. But I want you guys to remember when she said that you are not responsible for your partner. I really want you to keep that in mind, because you are going to see the hypocrisy on the next clip I am going to show you now. She will be trying to justify again why she left her husband for no valid reason.
Even just 5 years ago, I didn't understand how people who could love each other so much to get married and have kids and build a life together just throw it all away like that. But something never felt right with me. Something never felt right with my relationship. It was always confusing. Do I believe he loves me? Yes, I have no doubt he would absolutely kill for me.
There we go. And that in itself, the fact that she had to think like that in itself is a huge red flag. My guy, This was your mistake. The fact that she's thinking that you're always going to be there even after divorce, that's your fault. She never was afraid to leave you.
Comes to nurturing and loving someone and like wanting to bend every will in your body for them and desire them or just take them out or make them happy. Know their littlest things that make them smile. I knew all of his. And then I started paying attention to things that he was saying. The one example that always stuck out in my mind was when he described his uncle's relationship with his wife. His uncle was kind of a Rolling Stone type of guy, never really had a home. And he met his wife, and he said just how he dances with her and grabs on her and loves her. I could just tell that she was the one, that he just loves her so much. That's an odd thing to say to a wife that you don't dance with, hug, grab, or touch on.
Oh my God.
And I think little things like that throughout the years. And when he loved me...
Yeah, were you doing the same thing for him? You're talking about me, but were you doing the same thing for him? Like sometimes we have to be the one proactive, right? Instead of just doing all this stuff. I think you're just trying to convince the audience and yourself that he was not the one. But let me tell you something. At this point, he was the one. And you left him. So you had to just buy some cat food or dog food and just die alone at the end.
God, he loved me so hard. But then the next day, it felt like we were roommates. Like he didn't even talk to me. Every single time we got too close, in the past 6 months, he ignored me for a week after. He didn't kiss me. He didn't hug me. He barely even listened when I talked. Every time I brought this to his attention, the problem was always me. I could never be together. You know, I had to go back to therapy. I had to read all the self-help books. And you wouldn't believe how many I have read. And I have them all. I will show you. And I even went to school for
Yeah, but you're not applying none of this stuff. Like you're being, right now, you're talking about this in TikTok. And I can literally tell you, dude, you are a problem. You're a problem because you're not recognizing that you might be doing all this stuff just to get a reaction from him instead of really fixing yourself. You don't read self-books just to make sure people can perceive you as quote-unquote fixed. You have to fix yourself. You can listen to Tony Robbins every morning. You can read all the self-book that you have, everything. But if you don't do the work, it's not. You can throw everything in the garbage at that point.
Psychology. So I studied this shit. I became obsessed with it because I was convinced that if I just did the right thing or said the right thing, that he would fall madly in love with me. It was never one gigantic thing. I wish it was. I wish I could be like, he cheated and I hate him. Does he love me? Yes. Is he in love with me? No. Going into the unknown is scary. I didn't even know I was ready until it actually happened. It was intuitive.
Intuitive, yeah. We get it. Intuitive, You're getting that content in TikTok, and you say, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do this, she can go to Saudi Arabia and man, all these psyop videos that you see in TikTok, man. From TikTok here on YouTube because I don't use TikTok. But it all is psyops, man. These are psyops. And they just
She clearly said that she knows that her husband loves her and that he would even kill for her. I mean, what more do you want? Remember that she said on the other clip that you are not responsible for your partner. Now, all over a sudden, she is claiming that her husband should be doing all the little things that make her happy. Do you guys see the hypocrisy here? Happiness is a choice that comes from within. Many women have been sold the lie that their men should make them happy. And now she is talking about her husband loves her, but he is not in love with her. What the hell is that? At this age, these modern women still believe in the Disney movies they watched when they were kids. So let's get this straight. She divorced her husband just because he didn't take her out on a certain Saturday night when she wanted to go out. I mean, what the hell is going on? If your husband doesn't kiss you goodnight a certain day, why don't you go to him and kiss him goodnight instead, or even ask him if he is okay? Now, guys, you tell me, who is the real problem here? Who is the childish one here? Who need constant validation just so that they can feel that they are okay? I think that we can all clearly see who is at fault here. Now, before we conclude this episode, I will show you why most of these modern women are so entitled.
Let's go.
The people who encourage this stupid behavior from women are simps like this guy you see on the screen. This dude right here saw the clip of this woman crying and decided to make a whole monologue on how this woman is so strong for leaving her husband and destroying her family. This simp didn't even bother to check the backstory. He concluded that her tears cannot lie. I will just let you guys hear the garbage that will come out of this simp's mouth, but be warned because this will definitely make your blood boil.
That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
This woman told her husband that she wanted a separation from him after being married to him for 17 years. Now, she didn't go into great detail about what happened, but we should all know and understand that he was incapable of loving her with his entire heart.
Oh my God.
Without words, we know she tried everything because her tears said it all. There was frustration in her tears. There was love in those tears.
Oh,
there
dude,
was
just
strength in those tears.
Shut up, bro.
There was bravery in those tears. So I'd like to say to this woman, congratulations.
Same.
It takes a strong woman to ask for a separation after 17 years of marriage.
Yeah, you found what happened, bro. You find your niche, your demographic. That's what happened, bro. And you know that you catering to single moms like this, it's gonna get you a lot of attraction. Yeah, you go. Yeah, I wish there was more men like you. I wish there was more men like you because you're not even interested with this type of guy. They're not interested in this type of guy. Simps? No, because they know that simps always trying to get with a woman by very manipulative ways to pretend to be nice. And he's trying to do the same thing. Like, bro, what are you doing?
You thought you were marrying a life partner who's going to love you wholeheartedly in return. We know you didn't come to this decision easily and that you struggled with it for years. You only get one chance at life and you can't waste it on someone who's not going to desire you and treat you like the special person you are. We are proud of you. We know you didn't arrive at this decision easily.
My apologies. I am sure that some of you almost puked just by listening to this blue pill guy running his mouth. But I had to show you why most women keep on thinking that this behavior is acceptable. The biggest problem is these simps who keep on validating this debauchery. These simps are everywhere, and some of them even occupy a lot of positions of power in the government. That is why it is so hard to change all these family court laws that incentivize modern women to destroy families. And it looks like the simp epidemic is not going to...
He's even wearing a pink shirt, guys. I think, and that was on purpose.
...go away anytime soon. So fellas, all you have...
Yeah, let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next one.